Such a short time being alive. All this hardship inconvenience makes it so hard to make sense. I'm missing out.
Yo, everybody. How's it going?
Hello. I love doing live streams. It's so much fun.
I can barely hear you.
Hi, I can hear. I sound loud. How do I sound to you guys? Because I can hear myself very well, and I think that I sound quite good.
Hello.
And if I was any louder, I would probably be annoying the crap out of you guys. So,
All right.
woo. Hello, Duncan McDonald. Welcome, DJ Anise. Yo.
Yeah, I'm still figuring things out on my side. It's just kind of
Pranav?
crazy.
Are you disappointed that we're late, or are you disappointed in the movie? Because I need to know. I didn't think it was a disappointing movie. Anyway, guys, let me know in the chat. How did you guys feel about the movie? How was your feeling? Do not watch Adipurush. Well, we're not talking about it today, so that's fine. Yeah. How did you guys feel about it? How did you feel about two freaking Barry Allens, two Flashes? Speaking of Barry Allen came in with a super chat. He said, "Hey Chara, I love you. I loved you first." Is that what you said? I don't know, man, because I feel like your love. I'm like, what? It's a type of love that hurts, you know, and I'm not emotionally ready for that kind of love. Oh, I loved you first. Got it from the movie. That was cute. That was so freaking cute. Who cried at the end of the movie? Who cried? Because I cried a lot. Who needed tissues? It was me. Did you give me tissues, Chabby? I don't remember. But I was crying, and the guy next to me was like full on nearly sobbing. And if the scene had gone on any longer at the end, I would have been like, like full on. Pranav says, Achara, I'm disappointed that you were late. I know, we tried. You don't understand the weird technical stuff that goes behind the scenes just to do a live stream. I don't understand it, and that's why Jabby's like, you need to understand things, Achara. And I'm like, I don't know. Duncan McDonald says, nothing beats the first season or two of the CW show, but I did enjoy this film. I only saw the first season of The Flash, and I really, really liked it. And at the time, this will tell you about like how long ago that was, but it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, this looks like a fun show. I like superheroes. Let's check it out. And so I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is so good. And then at the time, season 2 hadn't come out on Netflix yet. So I was like, God damn it, I can't binge watch this anymore. And then when season 2 was finally on there, I was like, oh, I'm just too busy. And so I never carried on after watching season 1. But I think maybe I ought to. Who knows? Yeah. Peachy says, I actually didn't get one bit emotional over the movie long. I was already familiar with the story from the comics. I know, but like, even if I know something is going to happen, and maybe it's because I'm like some sort of masochist and I secretly enjoy a good cry. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what his arc was, right? But I was still really, really sad just watching it all go down, you know, because can you imagine like the person that you love so much, like you finally find a way to go back in time to potentially save them, realizing that you can't actually save them, and that's the point. And the point is letting go. It's like,
Please don't do that. That's
Sorry.
making noise. Sorry. Yeah, you guys, that's making lots of noise.
Sorry, I'm just unwinding it, Jabby Koi. Sorry, I'm a fidgeter. I should probably just have a fidget spinner or something. But everything I do where I'm fidgeting, Jabby's like, Achara, stop that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to deal with myself. Oh, Amala Deepa, I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope that you're gonna be, I don't know how to console people. That's awful, and I'm sorry. Big hugs to you. Ashok Bantawa Ray says, to be honest, although I had watched all the Flash TV show seasons, I thought I would get bored by the story because I know every possible outcome, but this movie did not disappoint. I noticed earlier in the chat, people were like, it's just a bunch of cameos. It's just a bunch of cameos and that's it. But let's talk about the biggest freaking cameo. Michael freaking Keaton. I feel like the whole tone of the movie changed once he came on the scene. It was just like, yes, Michael Keaton Batman is back. Although at first I didn't recognize him when he popped up in, like, you know, old man Bruce Wayne, crazy guy get up with like the long hair and all. But I was like, wait, is that Michael Keaton? And I was like, do I cheer at this point, or like what's going on? And then, you know, after realizing, like, oh, it is because he's kicking butt and taking names in the kitchen, that was fun. And then it just kind of, I felt like it was needed because, and I said this in the non-spoiler review, right? I really liked Barry Allen. I liked the Flash in the Justice League, the Snyder Justice, whatever we're calling it. I liked him in all versions, right? I thought he was great. And when I heard he was getting his own movie, I was like, hell yeah, super awesome, right? I mean, you can't have too much. If you like a character, then, you know, why not have more of them? Well, turns out when I was watching it in the theater, I was kind of like, I feel a little bit like exhausted by the two Barry Allens, but I did think that Ezra Miller did a really great job at differentiating between the Barry Allens from the different timelines, because in the beginning, when he was like himself in his original timeline, he still had that kind of goofy energy, right? But then as soon as he went back in time or into the different timeline, then he kind of was this like more mature version of himself. And it was, I mean, apart from the haircut and all, it was pretty easy to differentiate between them with the characters. But then, like, I don't know, the young Barry Allen was just like a lot, and the two of them together, it was just like a lot, and especially like with many of the jokes and stuff, like it was funny, and then it was like, okay, now I'm just, can we move on a little? But then as soon as more characters were introduced, like Michael Keaton, I was like, okay, thank God, like it feels a little bit more balanced. And I don't know if anyone else felt the same, or if you guys are just like, yeah, that was, it was fine. You got exactly what you wanted. Oh, that's interesting. From Karan Shanoy, a solid 8 out of 10. The CGI, I feel, was a choice. Really? Did you think so? Did you think the CGI was a choice? Did you? Because
I am so sorry, you guys. So basically, I just didn't have enough time to set this complex live stream up. And so I think we're all set up now. I have, that is Cine Daisy, that's Cine Pals. So the chats. Okay, so Cine Daisy, I think.
The CGI was the worst thing. CGI babies were scary, true. Yes, they were. The whole baby scene, I was like, what the hell?
It looked awful.
Is going on here?
It looked really bad.
This is terrible. And like this is Warner Brothers money. They have money. Like, what the hell? Why do that if you're not gonna make it look good? Do you know what I mean? Totally. Like, no. Maybe they were going for jokes. I know that you had issues with the what was it? The Chrono Bowl, like the way it looked. I honestly, I know it looked cartoony, but I was like, you know, it was okay. You know, that's fine. I think the CGI babies was definitely, like, the worst part. Peachy says most of young Barry's jokes didn't land with me either. Yeah, it was just a lot. And I know we had, it was her character named Erin in Dairy Girls.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So she was there, and it was like, oh, how cool. That's awesome. She's in like a big comic book movie, and then like completely underused and annoying. I feel bad for her.
Okay, so I'm doing my best to navigate these complex waters of running 2 streams concurrently. So we have some super chats. This is on the... Is this a Cinepal side? Yes, this is a Cinepal side. Film me malaria. Thank you for becoming a member. Interesting name. Romit Das. Welcome to Javengers. Johnny. Attempt murder charges for the microwave baby.
I was worried too, because I'm pretty sure if you put a baby inside a microwave and shut the door, they're going to run out of oxygen really soon. I seriously thought that the movie was going to like take a really dark turn. And then they open up the microwave and it's like, you killed a baby.
Let me cut through these supers real quick. These
Yes.
members. Neil, welcome to Jamazing Bharat. That's not how you say it. Bharat. Welcome to Jamazing Aditya Singh. Welcome to Jamazing Lakshay Basan. Dayan, welcome to Jamazing Sahil Chawan. Welcome to Jamazing Barry Allen. Hey, HR, I loved you first. I'm disappointed that they didn't copy the Flashpoint animated movie into live action. Y'all can't see this. That's fantastic. Let me do that.
This live stream beeves.
What is that?
It's from the movie.
What does that mean?
It's like it's good. It's good, maybe.
I don't know, man. Let me do this. Sorry, I'm like still figuring all my shit out here. Why is it like that? Come on, dude. Be cool. Be cool.
Satpak Sarkar says, I like how they didn't pull their punches against Marvel and explained how their timelines works.
What does that mean?
I don't. Well, like that they explained how their timelines worked.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter at all.
Barry Allen. Achabu, the Patreon Hangouts 20th. Okay, so I think we're sorted here. Sorry, it was like doing my head into like
Take a breath.
try to balance all this. So, y'all, how did you guys feel about The Flash? I'm gonna put up a poll, a chart that's on Cinepals, I believe, and I'm gonna do
Okay.
Cinedesi. I would like to put up a poll and see how y'all were feeling about this movie. So, okay, so how did you guys feel about movie? Flash. The Flash. Terrible. Okay. Good. Flashtastic. Flashtastic. Fantastic. I'll just do that just so it's ultra clear what the hell we're doing here. So, on Cinepal's Dark Jedi Knight, Sasha Calle as Supergirl was the best part. I hate that she would upfridged. I don't know what that means. Hopefully Gunn keeps her for the Supergirl movie. Can I have my coffee?
Yes, you may have your coffee. I'm trying to give you your coffee.
So,
Is it Kale or Calle?
who are we talking about here?
Her last name, isn't it Calle?
I don't know.
Spanish speakers in
Oh,
the
she's
chat.
Spanish? I didn't know she was Spanish.
Well, I don't know if she's Spanish, but she's like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what her ethnicity is exactly, but I'm pretty sure her last name's Spanish.
I'm hoping that we're streaming in 60 frames per second. Y'all can let me know if that's active. So, I have to vote. I thought it was Flashtastic. It was a good movie. Just kidding.
Did you?
No, I thought it was cool. Here's the thing. This is the movie went through a lot to get going, right? They went through so many writers and directors and different teams of people to get to what we saw,
Yeah.
right? It went through a lot. So all things considered, all the hurdles involved, and also with respect to all the nonsense that happened off screen with the drama that is Ezra Miller, I thought the movie was actually really good because it still made me emotional,
Yeah.
despite all of the aforementioned.
Yeah.
That is remarkable that I can be like going in the middle of the movie while watching it. I'm like, I bet Ezra Miller was difficult to work with here. Like, even despite those feelings, I had emotions.
Wait,
The
which-
grocery store. I've never cried so much about a grocery store scene.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which parts were you thinking, oh, it seems like Ezra's being difficult?
To be honest with you, I'd have to watch the movie again to figure that out.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Yeah. You know, despite everything,
Yeah.
despite like their difficulties or how problematic they are, as just like a person, maybe.
Yeah.
Can't deny that they're extremely talented at acting.
I have
Calle. That's how you say her name. Yeah.
Okay, so with respect to the trans community, okay, with respect to all genders, wherever you are on that spectrum, you know how when Kevin, what's his name from Seven, and what's the bad guy from Seven?
I don't know.
Kevin.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
You know, because it's long been known that he was gay, right?
Yeah.
But he came out of the closet when shit was going down with his profile, and he tried to use him being gay as a misdirect.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Well, I just wondered if Ezra Miller was trolling everybody. Because he's doing a lot of crazy things. He's like, let me...
No, I feel like that's been...
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say he. I feel like they were doing some crazy things. I mean, no, it's very well possible. Ezra Miller earnestly means that they are non-binary.
Yeah.
Right? It's entirely possible. It's just that the timing of that information coming out, like hitting me, because I met Ezra as a he. Okay?
Sure.
And so when that came out, it's like, it's just kind of fishy timing that, like, it's already a complicated person to talk about, given all the drama.
Yeah.
And then you add to that, I'm like, oh boy. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I being stupid? I don't know why I compared him to Kevin Spacey. But anyway, I'm gonna get canceled now. I'm just trying to say that it would not surprise me if 10 years from now we found out he was just punking. They were just punking everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what does it really cost you?
I love watching you struggle.
What does it really cost you to say I am non-binary? Does it actually cost you anything to be able to switch like that? Because you don't actually have to go through any kind of surgery or anything like that.
I'm sure that there are many difficulties that can come from it.
No, but I mean, in terms of like, okay, if I were to like make a statement right now and say I am non-binary, I don't actually have to go to surgery. I don't have to do surgery. I don't have to do hormone therapy. It literally just is me deciding that right now in this moment, I'm non-binary. So now you have to address me as a they.
Yeah.
Right?
With respect.
So what I'm saying is...
Yeah, it's fine.
So what I'm saying is it would not surprise me if Ezra, they, did that just to troll people.
I would say that's incredibly wrong because there are people who like genuinely go through a lot of troubles.
We are friends with people who are non-binary. I am not saying that's a fake thing. I'm
saying that if they did that, that would be a bad thing because there are people with
not as bad as throwing a chair at someone's head.
Also bad. Anyway, let's move on. I see you're back and forth.
Ryan Craig is like, I don't think it's that deep, Chappie.
Yeah, exactly, Ryan. I'm with you. I just wanted to address Dark Jedi Knight's comment about Sasha Calle. Now that we know that that's how you say her name, I feel like, with the audience response that came out of her introduction in this movie, I feel like James Gunn has to give her a movie now. I mean, yeah, so what? She died in this timeline. You know, she can come back in other ones. It's super flexible, so why not? I thought she was so good. I liked her so much.
Peachy's with you. Peachy says, let's move on from Ezra's personal life. It's just hard. I'm sorry. I will move on from it right now.
Oh my God, you're moving on. Move on, Jabby. Move on.
The only reason it came up is because I could not help but think about it while I was watching the movie because it was so public. Like all this public stuff. And you have to understand, we also met Ezra Miller before all this stuff went down. And I had suspicions then that something was amiss, that something was off. And Achara was a denier of them, saying, oh no, they were just having a bad day that night. Back then it was a he. He was just having a bad night. Is that dead gendering? I'm saying that back then there was an issue. I could see it right then and there in his crazy eyes. I'm like, something is wrong with this guy. Them, and
I'll have to like let you just look at everyone I come across in my life in their eyes and be like, crazy, out. You're okay. You can stay.
For those who haven't heard of when we met Ezra Miller, you all can let us know in the chat if you want to hear about that little story.
I'm sure everybody's heard it.
It's not that big of a story, but it's a quick one. So
you basically just told it.
No, I didn't. Peachy, I'll if you want me to, I'll keep it quick, Peachy. So don't worry about it. See, that's how you make people feel like they're important. Like that's a stand-up comic trick. Like you pick that name and you just start repeating it over and over.
Oh, so Peachy is the
Peachy
one
is my name
for the stream?
Well, you can pick a name too on this side. This is the Cinedesi side. This is the Cinepal side. There's also some super chats I got to catch up with. But
Yeah.
I'm going to try to address what everyone's saying in the chats. We have a pseudo-intimate chat right now because we have about 100 people on each stream. So this is actually
this is awesome.
This is a nice flow. So it's not overwhelming quite yet. Let's see. I want to make sure I get to all the.
Oh, it's so small.
I want to get to all the super chats real quick here.
Okay.
I'm just Midun. Dark Flash is a letdown. I expected some emotional drama. When it's. I'm sorry, I'm being obnoxious. I had my second coffee. It's great. When it's revealed that young Barry basically relived the same moment throughout his entire life, believing he can correct it, but it felt flat.
I agree. I think I had not seen the Flashpoint movie, although now I'm very curious. But I caught on fairly quickly. Maybe it was because it was also in the Flash. So I feel like in the first season of the Flash, it's found out that correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen the show, then cover your ears maybe, but I thought that at the end of the first season, he finds out that the person that killed his mom or something was a Flash or was a Dark Flash or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I caught on fairly quickly. I was like, oh, it's totally young Barry, and he's just turned dark. But yeah, it just didn't really... It didn't really hit.
It didn't have punch?
Yeah, it didn't have punch. Considering how well they handled the emotional gravity of the scene with his mom,
Yeah.
you know, Dark Flash just kind of felt weird and cartoony. You know, like the pain.
Okay. I have feelings about Dark Flash I'm going to get into in a hot second. I just want to address these other super chats real quick. Barry Allen, what did you think about George Clooney? I thought that was a wonderful surprise.
My God, I died.
Dark Jedi Knight. I think I read that.
You did, yeah.
Well, it's worth. He did this one too. Fridging is when a female character is either killed, comatose, or indisposed as a motivation for a male character. It's very sexist.
That's interesting. I like the term. It's like putting them in the refrigerator on ice, chilled. Away.
I don't think it's sexist, but I mean I disagree that it's sexist. I respect hold on. I respect your perspective on it. Because I think that it is more often used that a female will be taken out rather than a guy.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could equally take out a guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Any character.
We've totally seen stories where a guy's taken out and the girl gets revenge or something like that.
Yeah.
It totally happens. So but is fridging only used for females, or is that used for males as well? If it's a guy, do I say midging? Like, how does that work?
Midging?
Please
No,
educate me in the comments.
You just put them in the oven.
Haha. So okay, Dark Flash. Let's address that real quick, and then we'll go through the story, and we'll go through the chats. So, when I first saw Dark Flash, I was actually excited. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what that was. It was just like, this is interesting. That I thought it was someone from a completely different realm who was like, "You're messing with time."
Oh, wow. Okay, so you didn't know anything.
I had no idea. Like, that's what I thought it was. And then when I found out who it was, I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
There were complaints about it, I think from Chris Stuckman or somebody who was like, I forgot who said it, that it kind of just felt abrupt and too fast.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we're talking about The Flash. Like, it's a movie about someone who moves fast. And conceivably, and then they set it up early enough that I felt like, oh, cool, I see how this works. It doesn't make sense to me. Because, like, they had the whole spaghetti explanation for the multiverse. I'm like, what? I've watched a lot of multiverse videos over the years. That made no sense to me. And I'm an outside-the-box thinker when it comes to that stuff.
Don't think about it too hard. It's not that deep.
I watched that and I was like, you are literally saying nonsense right now. That doesn't make any scientific sense. So why even try to explain it? Just say it's just not the same. Like that's all you got to say. Like, what is this multiverse nonsense? Okay, so Batman understands the multiverse. Has he been to another dimension? Like, how does he know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's the world's greatest detective, but has he... I never knew him to be, like, one to, like, go to other dimensions. Unless it's in a comic and I never heard about.
But I guess feasibly he is a very smart guy, so he could, study about multiverse in his spare time, because why not?
I guess that's true. I mean,
Right?
he's a hippie. Bhavdeep Singh Kanpuri. Thank you for your super. And okay, that's.
Dark Jedi Knight said that it is a sexist term. Look it up. And even Ryan Reynolds admitted that they fridged Vanessa, and he regretted it. Yeah, that was.
Oh my God. I'm an old man, is what I'm coming to realize, because it doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's a thing that happens in movies, and I can see it going the other way as well. I don't think we need to get rid of that as a thing. I think we just always have to balance it out. I've always said this, like when oh God, I'm gonna get myself fucked up today. When what's his name? Hank Azaria was canceled, or not canceled, but basically had to step down from doing Apu. For playing an Indian character. I was like,
Yeah.
no, you don't step down. You just make sure Indians are getting jobs and are also able to do any character under the sun. That's what you do. You balance it out. By taking away him from that role, you just like, I don't know. I think that was a bad move. He's been playing it for 25 years. Now you got a problem. Shirley Archana. Hi, I'm not caught up with Ezra Miller's controversies. Can you explain?
They
where's
got
Peachy? Is
into
Peachy still
a
here?
lot of trouble
Okay, so firstly,
with the law.
when Achara says they, she's referring to Ezra Miller because Ezra Miller identifies as non-binary.
Yes.
And so Ezra Miller had a lot of run-ins with the law outside of the movie. I think it was after the filming was done. But even, I remember, like, there was this... no. There was, like, this whole drama before the movie even started filming. And, like, something had to come out. I forgot what it was, where he, like, choked a woman at a Costco or something. I forgot what it was.
Oh, you can look it up. You can look it up.
No, but okay, so I'm getting to it. So he choked a woman at a Costco, and then one of the older directors who was supposed to work on The Flash put out a tweet and said, creative differences.
Peace out. Not dealing with this.
Yeah, but basically emphasizing that it wasn't really creative differences. It was that person's kind of a maniac. Like at one point, Ezra Miller was trying to pitch their own story for The Flash, like something that they would write, and WB rejected that shit. So I forgot where I was going. Oh, so anyway, then after that, there was the like announcement, the WB announcement of like, oh, these are all our movies coming out, and Ezra Miller was there to help announce The Flash. Remember? And it was like the WB Fan Fest or something, or DC Fan Fest.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at Ezra Miller announce this thing, and Ezra Miller did not want to be there. Ezra Miller was just like the most underwhelming, non-excited. Like he like almost, it felt like his energy was poo-pooing on the whole event. You know, because you had Matt Reeves talking about the Batman and all that, and we were like, there was excitement there.
Yeah.
And then Ezra Miller comes on to talk about The Flash. He's like, yeah, so we're doing The Flash, and yeah, so it's happening, and we're doing this movie. Like that fake smile, that Mona Lisa smile. He doesn't want to fucking smile. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for cussing. So, anyway, then more controversies came out about like him throwing a chair at someone's head at a karaoke bar, him breaking into someone's home and saying, "I'm going to murder all of you," and then like
running away from the police.
Yeah.
All of that. This is interesting. Just a fun fact from Debojit Bomik says the term fridging originated from a Green Lantern story where Green Lantern comes home to find his girlfriend dead inside the fridge. That is dark. It's meant to be gender neutral, however. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like literally in the refrigerator. It's terrible.
You know, there was a saying for a while after Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull saying they nuked the fridge. Kind of like they jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Because it was so stupid when he jumped in. Do you remember? He jumped in the fridge with a nuclear bomb and like. Yeah. It was all right.
It's like a baby in a microwave.
Yeah, exactly. Like a baby. Like, we got to go through the plot Okay, so Freddie Jonty. Thank you for is that euros? 10 euros. Hello guys, love you. Love the movie. You can't see this shit. No, this one. There we go.
Yeah.
Love the movie. Love Supergirl. The CGI was weird. Yeah. I think it was dope on purpose.
It was done on purpose.
I think it was done on purpose because that's Barry's perception when they move. Anyway, I love Barry Allen is not non-binary. Ezra Miller is non-binary. So that's how he sees. That's his perception, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's okay.
Anyway, I love Supergirl. What?
No, I feel like it's okay if we're talking about the character of Barry Allen, that it's a him. But if
Yes.
we're talking about Ezra Miller, then
It is
they're
confusing.
okay.
It's a landmine. Like, wait, hold on. Flash is a guy. Okay, he. It's a constant landmine. How do you do it? Are you going to watch any Big Only movies in the future? We're talking about the Flash, and I can't see because it says it's like trying to run an ad or something. Get out of my way. Bhavdeep Singh Kanpuri.
Nicolas Cage looks fire. Your thoughts? Nicolas
thank you.
Cage
Appreciate it.
was dope.
He didn't even have to show up. That's the great part. He got paid.
I know.
That's the future, baby.
That's probably Nicolas Cage's favorite thing.
That's the future. I mean, it's twice he was paid not to do anything. Twice he was paid as Superman and didn't do shit. He got paid $20 million for Superman and he didn't shoot a single frame of movie.
Wow.
$20 million for a contract. That's
the
crazy.
Nick Cage Superman we never got. We got a glimpse of it in this movie. That was cool though. I
But
thought that was so
I think
cool.
that ending with all the cameos is a peek into the future. Which is wild because it's a Flash movie about time and multiverse and all that stuff, the past, the future. And that's a peek right into the future. Taking the IP that is of a person and appropriating it for the purposes of doing a movie. We've already been doing it. With Rogue One, we brought a young Carrie Fisher and the old guy.
Yeah.
You may fire when ready. That guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, I did a terrible English accent. You may fire when ready.
I thought you were doing like a Chinese accent.
You may fire when ready.
Works.
Oh my God, that would be an amazing version of Star Wars. Fire!
I just want James Hong.
Yeah. Okay, so Poe, you must eat the noodles.
Did you get the noodle dream?
Okay, so let me go through some of these real quick. You have Cine. Can you pull up another window here and go to the Cine Daisy?
Okay,
So 'cause
sure.
I have the Cine Pals chat right here. I want to go through some of these real quick. Do you think Supergirl is fast enough to enter Speed Force? That's an interesting question.
I reckon she ought to be, but then what do I know? I'm not like the...
Well, the way the movie is portraying things. Okay, so back in the day, we had a Christopher Reeves film where he reversed time by reversing Earth, which would have just destroyed Earth, but it was hilarious. So back then, we thought that was okay. He moved fast enough to reverse Earth to bring back Lois, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, which completely goes against everything that Barry Allen's story is about. But anyway, I don't think so because we've never seen a thing where Superman can enter that kind of. I don't know. I don't think so. What's up, Star Buddy? What would you change if you had a chance to go to the past? I would tell myself to hit on that girl in high school, to actually ask her out and not be a little bitch. That's what I would do.
That's what you do?
I would tell myself to take more chances on the areas that I was afraid to take chances. That's what I would do. Johnny, the MCU should do a Quicksilver movie. I absolutely agree. But I think Quicksilver is, I agree and I don't. Because Quicksilver was great as that dude who shows up with some pop music and doing a cool thing and then bounces. And you're like, oh, I want more Quicksilver. You want more Quicksilver because you didn't get more Quicksilver.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it felt like with The Flash. It's
Exactly.
Like, I want more of The Flash. And then you get more Flash and you're like, oh, okay, maybe a little
not.
bit less.
Yeah, maybe less, yeah. You know how many people gave me shit in the comment? Or was it giving you shit? I forgot. In the comments of our review going, too much Flash in a Flash movie?
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
it's his movie.
Just watch the movie, then you'll know.
Yeah.
It's just like, it just needed more balancing because he's really great when he comes in with his quips.
Okay, so
and
here.
awkwardness, and you're like, oh my God, you're so cute, you're so charming, I love you. But then when it's like two Flashes doing that, it's like, okay, too much.
Oh, interesting. So on the Cine Daisy side, they said it was okay. Mm-hmm. And on the Cine Pal side, they said it was good. I'm gonna end this poll. Can you end that poll? That Star Wars guy says the cameos were mind-blowing. Nicolas Cage, Adam West. Now we need movies of those characters. Mm-hmm. What would you change if you had to... I just read that. I think the Dark Flash thing was rushed in the finale. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was just like, oh, here's the big bad guy, and then he gets killed right away.
Black Adam may have better box office than the Flash? I don't think so.
I heard that the Flash is not doing particularly well in the box office right now.
Maybe it's because Warner Brothers was showing it to everyone for free.
Oh, Arjun V. Rao says, I really felt a cameo of Grant was needed. Yes! Yes! Why why, when you had all these other cameos of DC characters, why couldn't we have Grant Gustin?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what the F? What happened?
I was missing my Christian Bale.
Oh, that's true.
Cameo,
a Christian Bale cameo, but like we got
hold
many
up. The
Batman.
Flash star Sasha Calle says
Calle.
The Flash star Sasha Yippee Calle says she filmed R-rated deleted scenes. What does that look like, and when can I see it?
It doesn't necessarily mean that it was a
Movies!
sex scene. What the hell?
Char gave me way too much caffeine.
I'm very.
Boobs.
I regret. Instant regret.
Look how red I am. I've got that Asian glow.
From caffeine. Boobs.
How come a movie with a budget of 220 to 320 million has bad graphics? Because that money was spent on reshoots. That money was spent. I mean, look at the mustache on Justice League. Justice League.
Justice.
I was trying to find the word Justice League.
I know. I feel like they just didn't care. I feel like they were like, well, we know that people are gonna watch this anyway, and I feel like that's kind of where we're at with a lot of these franchise movies, like superhero movies or Transformers or whatever. They're just like, it's okay because people are gonna buy tickets, and we do. So it's kind of our fault, really.
Legend. We're talking about The Flash. This is the last time I'm going to read anything not related to The Flash. If any other super chats come in not related to The Flash, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say thank you. Have a watch along for KGF 1 and 2 with Andrew and Steph. They both would be awesome for this. I don't think Steph is going to like KGF Part 2, but we will try.
Yeah.
One criticism I had... one criticism I had was not having Dark Flash get more screen time. How do you do that, though? Like, how do you do that? You know? Like, what... Imagine it. Like, where do you take it? You know, they have a longer fight scene. Like, what do you do? I would love to hear in the chat, like, what you guys think would have been better.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you do that. I just thought the movie kind of broke my head when, I guess it makes sense because it's a loop, but Dark Flash pushed Flash into that timeline to create Dark Flash.
Correct.
Which wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? My brain's already busted from this. It's like
you just simplify it and say he had to close the loop. That's it.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is, it kind of makes sense in a weird kind of way, like Terminator logic. Like, okay, so John Connor's dad is his subordinate who he sent back through time to protect his mom, who made a baby with his mom that became him.
Yes.
What?
So he had to send. He couldn't send anyone but Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would die.
So it's just a closed loop. That's all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Sasha was great as a Latinx. I'm very proud of her. If you want to, oh, sorry for saying Latinx. I know that there's a lot of Spanish people who hate Latinx.
Yeah.
There's no agreement on that. On the consensus is just, there's no consensus on what it's supposed to be. If it's just a Latino or Latina or Latinx. Anyway, Sasha was
Latin.
great.
Why not?
Or Latinx. As a Latin, I'm very proud of her. If you want to do representation, that is how you do it, in my opinion.
I agree. Like her race, whatever.
I didn't even know what her race was.
Not a part of it. It's
I was just like,
she's dope.
I was just, when I saw her in the film, I was just like, yo, what's your name?
I know. Jabby was like, well, hello there.
Boobs. I wasn't thinking that at all until they said the rated R thing. Stop playing with the Velcro.
I'm sorry.
Cut your fingers. Okay, ready?
What if I got a fidget spinner? Would that be less annoying?
A fidget spinner?
A fidget.
Does it look like Vidget Jamal?
No, it doesn't.
What would you... That sounds freaky. What would you change if you had... I've read that like 8 times. Okay, Sasha was great. Yes, she was. Sasha is she identifies as a she, right? I don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, I think so.
You're right, Achar. It was Reverse Flash. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse versus The Flash, which is better. Easily The Flash. Just kidding. Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
But I will say this. The Flash, that movie brought tears to my eyes. Across the Spider-Verse did not. So, there you go. Reverse Flash. I had a feeling it was him.
I think I got a little bit teary.
Film was mostly trash. Wasted a lot of potential on it. Any changed end could have been a springboard into rebooted DC.
And surely had enough time. Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with the actual ending of the Flashpoint series or the animation, so no idea how they changed that. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it could have been it could have just been like, and now this is how we reboot it. Everything's up for grabs.
The fall of the 11th, really weird that they cut Supergirl from the ending of the movie since she was supposed to show up outside the courthouse. There's a lot of things. They shot like a different ending completely with Michael Keaton instead of George Clooney. Yeah. Dark Jedi Knight. No, it's actually a sexist term. Google it. I'm confused.
No. You're looking at old stuff.
I am.
That's
I'm trying to
about
catch
fridging.
up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up. No, I'm confused about like, is he saying it's a sexist term? Like you're not supposed to say fridging?
No. Like it's something that is sexist.
Okay, I don't want to get into that right now.
Yeah. We already covered this. It's fine.
Yes, Shane White says the ending could have been better as well as the CGI, but at least it was cool to see Michael Keaton back in The Dark Knight. So here's my question to y'all, and maybe you should poll on that side for anyone who's like an old school DC fan. Did you feel like it was the same Batman, or was it like? How do I phrase this question in a way that's concise? Let me see if I can do it on the fly. Where is my... it's this one right here. I'm going to try. Start a poll. Did you feel it was the same... Look how I'm phrasing it. Batman. Michael Keaton Batman. Because everyone's like, oh my God, it's so good to have him back as Batman, you know? And I'm like, but it's not the same guy. Mostly. Close enough. Absolutely. No. That's it, I guess. There's 3. Close enough, absolutely, or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wizalante Super Chat says, do you have faith in the upcoming DCU with this soft reboot approach? Would have preferred complete reboot with Battinson, his own soups, and Justice League. Taran, thank you for your super chat. Taran. How do you do it? Asks, I'm with Jabby about that R-rated scene, please. Priest.
I think it was probably just her, like, hardcore beating up. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but violence.
Yeah.
Violence! I can't avoid. That's an Indian reference. Okay, so, Wizardlante, do you have faith in the upcoming DCU? I don't know. That's the honest truth, because I'm in the minority in that I've only liked a handful of things from James Gunn. And all of them start with the word Guardians.
Right.
All of them. You know? And initially, I didn't even like Guardians 2. I haven't seen Guardians 3 yet. So, it's really just the first one and the Christmas special.
Yeah.
You know? But I can't think of anything else from him that I actually really, really liked. So there's that. I have no idea. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just holding hope, just waiting. You know, I'm just like, show me something, James Gunn. And when I see that thing, then I will be like, oh my God, so excited, or ooh, you know.
Wizalante. It was a Michael Keaton variant, not '89 Batman.
Ah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
No. Well, okay. So how did you feel about that?
It was cool to see Michael Keaton back doing anything at all. I love Michael Keaton. Like, I just watched a movie that nobody's seen called The Paper. It was directed by Ron Howard, and it stars Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic.
Very good.
I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
And no one knows what this movie is, but it's actually a good movie. And Michael Keaton's really good in it. It's an older film, and it feels older, like the style and everything. But it's like it feels like a play.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
I'll watch Michael Keaton read a newspaper. And that's about a newspaper. So what I'm saying is, it was cool to have him back, and I would watch him do Batman some more. But I think I would prefer to see him take on the role of the older Batman in Batman Beyond.
Oh, so here's a tidbit about the R-rated thing, and I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. It did not involve boobs.
Okay, I just want to live in my fantasy and know that it was about boobs.
All right, but in real life, it was an R-rated extended escape scene for Supergirl. It was her in the silo in Siberia going brutal on the soldiers. Apparently, it was just a bit too R-rated for it to work. Thank you, the Fall of the 11th.
I always think of Thanos. What's the actor's name? James Brolin.
Yeah.
Going brutal from Dune.
Do you know the Harkonnen? They are brutal. Yeah. It's like, okay, calm down.
Sue Depp and Squad. Young Barry constantly saying "we us." Very weird. I don't think so. It's it's awkward. I mean,
Yeah.
how would you handle being in front of you? We us.
I would love me.
Mithun. About Dark Flash. I just got the weirdest thing that popped into my head when you said that. Mithun. About more Dark Flash. Let him talk more. Let him talk more about his pain and tragedy. Dude stabbed all over his body. Need more dialogues to convey that.
But then would it have gone too far into the realm of melodrama? Like, I enjoy a bit of melodrama myself. I'm a, you know.
I was just like shocked at I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. It was that he lost. It's like he totally lost. The movie was a long version of The Time Machine, of the first act of The Time Machine.
I don't know this
The
one.
Time Machine is H.G. Wells, The Time Machine.
Okay.
I don't remember the original too well, but I saw the one with Guy Pearce, and his wife gets fridged, and he goes back in time to try to save her.
He tries to unfridge her.
And she gets fridged again. And he's like, oh, no, I can't save her. I'm just going to go away into the future. And he goes into the future. Like, he just sets his time machine to like, maximum and goes way into the future. And then he's dealing with, like, these underground people who are fighting against above-ground people.
Okay. Well, that got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie is kind of silly. Anyway.
Miles Gatewood says CW DC villains.
No, so
over-
I brought up the H.G. Wells thing because, like, why are we so tiny? So no one said anything. So I brought that up because that's covered in the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. They just extended it.
The whole movie is
That was the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I guess you could say it was a movie of fun cameos and a plot point that probably could have been sorted real quick.
I was happy when I saw Nicolas Cage. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that on the table. So going to see it tomorrow. What's up? Why are you here? But thank you. Love the channel. He says, can't wait to see the new Supergirl. She is badass. She came away being like the surprise favorite for me.
I feel like everyone has been talking about how awesome she is. Like, I feel like she must be so happy to hear all of the positive feedback about her role in this movie. I think it's very promising for her. And I hope that, she has many more wonderful opportunities. Yeah.
The director said in a deleted scene, Michael Keaton's Batman has tried to time travel, and it's
Wow.
That would have been cooler to see instead of too much Barry Allen. What would so have you saw in a Flash movie? Can you that? Have you saw in a Flash movie? There is a scene where what are you talking about, dude? This is the Flash. According to director Andy Muschietti, there's a deleted scene. Okay, we saw that just now. Repeat. Cinebells, it's a B. Cinema score, Rotten Tomatoes 67%. Metacritic 56 out of 100. Ratings has clearly affected its box office. I don't think so. I think there's gonna be this like weird surge next weekend. How about that? Let's take a bet. Let's see what the poll says. I'm gonna end this. How do I dismiss poll? Can you end that poll?
Yeah. I got close enough was the main.
Close enough was close
close
enough was no on Cine Daisy. Indians are like vehemently no.
Oh, here's an interesting super chat from Wizalante.
Oh, I gotta read it. Wizalante, go ahead.
Okay. Ezra still given all the chances, as many as the Dark Flash, to make it right, whereas Jonathan
The
Majors
irony!
and Namor getting canceled.
Oh my God!
Already.
Hold on. So how weird was it when Ezra Miller was talking about mental health in the movie? Remember at the beginning or something? There was something like that where he saves all the babies in the microwave.
Oh.
And there was some lady who goes something about mental health, and I'm like, you should not be saying this. Like
They're trying. Okay, I don't know.
you.
No, it's true though. Ezra's totally been given all the chances.
All the chances ever. He's like on his last Mario live right now with politically in terms of his social whatever.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's true.
So thank you, Zalante, for your generous super chat. Very much appreciated.
And I was wondering if it was just like a Warner Brothers versus Disney thing, but like they pretty much cut ties with Johnny Depp real quick once all that stuff came out.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, well, the Disney is trying to not make the same mistake with Jonathan Majors. They're like, everybody else has like pulled out of this stock and sold and sold and sold. It is like undervalued now. What do we do? Yeah, we're still holding on. So we'll see what happens. Are you gonna do a break? Any breakdown video reaction? Oh, sure, for sure. This is my headcanon. When you change something in the past, you jump to a timeline that has that change naturally. You travel across timeline, aka multiverse. Okay, so you're talking about an alternate timeline at the moment you... I don't know, man. The multiverse thing, the way they're exploring the multiverse in movies right now is so nonsensical. I'm trying not to be bothered by any of it. Like, there's nothing consistent. In the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie, you glitch out when you're in another universe. But that didn't happen in Avengers Endgame. And I'm like, there's just nothing consistent.
No.
I'm not going to be bothered about this. Are you going to do it? How much will you bet The Flash will be on digital next month? Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. Before we do that, I want to do a poll on...
Do you think it will pick up?
yes, start a poll.
Okay.
How will Flash do next weekend in box office? Oh, my God, I'm getting hungry. Let's see. In box office. It will pick up. It will be the same as this weekend. It will get worse. Because it's entirely possible it could pick up. You know
You
what I'm
think
saying?
so?
It's entirely possible. Word of mouth spreads, it could pick up. Like, think about Everything Everywhere All at Once. Was it
Yeah,
like a box office smash when it first came out? No.
No,
like,
but it picked up with word of mouth because it's like a legitimately excellent film.
with a saggy, boring middle.
Yes, but because it stuck the landing at the end.
I thought The Flash stuck the landing. Like, how happy were you when you saw George effing Clooney? I was happy.
Sure.
I was like, I can't believe they did that. I
know.
can't believe George Clooney did that.
Hilarious.
I was so happy. I was so happy. You know what I've been watching a lot of lately?
What?
The Drinkers Chasers or whatever that Scottish guy's called.
Oh, the critical thinker.
The critical thinker, but he has a podcast.
Drinker,
The critical drink.
drinker.
Yeah, the alcoholic Scottish guy.
Yep.
Which is like
Just everyone.
it's a what do you call it? Redundant.
Yeah.
He's got a podcast, and I even commented on it because I was so pissed. 4 people. He's got a podcast where he says non-spoiler Flash review. It's actually good. So I was like, I'm curious. Started listening. It's called non-spoiler. The guy detailing everything from the Flash spoiled the entire movie in his non-spoiler review. I'm like, dude, you just gave away everything from this movie. Like, there's no surprises left, except for the thing you didn't see about the ending, because when he went to the screening, it cut before they showed whoever George Clooney was.
He gave away the whole movie?
Basically.
What a dick.
But like, in his mind, it was a non-spoiler. I was like, how is that a non-spoiler, bruh? Like, come on. I was pissed. 4 people. I'm like, if anyone watches this, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just the other day, there was another one they were doing. I was watching. What did we watch? Indiana Jones, I guess.
Yeah.
And he gave away the mention of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like how that was used in the movie.
Right.
He gave that away, and I'm like, okay, that's not a plot twist, I guess, but that's kind of a surprise. Like, why would you share that in your non-spoiler review, bro? Anyway, I hate when people do that. I try my best to navigate these waters. Satvik Mohanty, did you think Andy Muschietti is a good choice for DCU Batman movie, Brave and the Bold? Got me low-key nervous. I think Andy Muschietti's pretty good. Everything I've seen from him is... Let me see if I can pull it up real fast.
Well, he directed this, right?
No, I know.
He did It Chapter 2.
Hold on. I didn't like It Chapter 2
Oh.
as much.
You're like,
It was all right.
"Is it?"
No, but he's done other stuff that...
I haven't watched a lot of his films.
Oh, wait. I was thinking of someone else. No, I was thinking of someone else.
I was like, what are you talking about?
No, I was thinking of James Mangold.
Lajabby.
No, I was thinking of James Mangold.
Yeah, that's he directed the
Well,
new
okay,
Indiana
so
Jones movie.
I liked the first It. I haven't seen Mama. I liked The Flash. if this man can do the Flash with everything that was riding against him, this guy could do anything.
Sure.
This guy, I will trust this guy with any material. Like, he was able to pull off this movie with all that was in his way.
Yeah.
Especially Ezra Miller. I was like, Aru Doran says, critical drinker is a douche. I think that he leans into the douchiness. I just appreciate his honesty more than anything. I don't like, though, when people give stuff away that is, like, legitimately not meant to be given away early, You got the privilege to go to this thing, and you're just going to spoil it before other people have a chance to watch it. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I think we read this. No, did we read this? Or
Yeah,
you
we
read
did.
it? Okay, you read it. All right, cool. And then Dark Flash. Okay, here we go. So, super... Barry Allen. You missed my previous super chat. Please read it.
Jerry and Achara love tech so much they are only dating zeros and ones now.
Haha. Utkarsh Khanna. Dark Flash concept was Savitar from Flash TV series. What? What are we talking about?
I don't know, because I've only watched season 1 of the TV series, so I don't know.
Gotcha. Please explain post-credit scene Barry saying about Batman. The post-credit scene I saw was with Jason Momoa. Is it the same one you saw? All I saw was Jason Momoa getting smashed.
Yeah.
And like falling into a puddle and being like, I'm at home.
I know. I was like, okay, this is cool and all, but like, why?
It was the worst post-credit scene ever.
Oh, someone was saying, I didn't understand the post-credit scene with Aquaman. I didn't get it either.
You know what the point was? Was to have every member of Justice League in there except for Henry Cavill.
I know.
It's like, how
rude.
It's like, can you imagine that, like, everyone's been invited but you?
What the hell happened?
It's just the whole thing went down where they want to reboot Superman.
I know, but like, we know that like Batfleck isn't coming back, and they had him, right? Even George Clooney was there.
I think it would have been. Well, they really wanted the girl. They wanted Yippee-ki-yay.
Sasha
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. No, but like, why couldn't they? I just feel like there's some drama there that Henry Cavill is too much of a gentleman to talk about.
Well, you know what Henry Cavill did?
What?
So when Warner Brothers asked him, can you talk to Yippee-ki-yay about her role as Supergirl? He's like, sure. He called her up, and he basically advised her on how to proceed with doing this role.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he said to her, but it helped because she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Although I don't know what that would have looked like if he didn't have that phone conversation with her. But the fact that he did that, it means he's a stand-up dude.
He is a stand-up dude, at least from how
And he was standing,
see him.
and he was standing when we met him. So
Yeah.
coincidence? I think not.
I think not. Also, such a gentleman. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we never. Okay, let me do a poll on it. How do I get rid of this? Can you end that, please?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So people are pretty divided, evenly, almost. It will be worse as the least one. It'll be the same, or it'll pick up. It will get worse according to Indians, though. So pessimistic, India.
Ever the optimists in India.
So I wanted to do a poll on. Oh fuck! What was it going to be? What were we just talking about a second ago?
Henry Cavill.
God damn it! It went away.
Raziel says, totally wasted Michael Shannon. Yeah, I mean, they just brought him in to, like, take him out. Yeah, the villains, I think the villains in this film were not super strong, but I liked the emotional heart of it. That's what made the film for me.
I completely forgot the poll that I wanted to do just now. I was so excited about it too.
We missed one of Wizelante's Stupers.
Okay.
On
Cinepals?
yeah.
I don't see it. I just have this one.
I have this one. Did you spot the Hanuman picture on the wall? No, we didn't.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. I thought they were just like... No, I didn't see it.
No.
Oh, here it is. This ad thing is in the way. Dark Flash from Savitar. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, let's just go through the movie. God damn it. I forgot what the poll was that I wanted to do with you guys. Shit. Shoot. I can't remember what it was. It's just going to drive me nuts.
It's going to come back. Just calm down. we're gonna be halfway through talking about something completely different, and then you're gonna go, ah, I remember now. That's what you always do.
We were talking about, what were we talking about? We were talking about
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
And he called up Sasha Calle. He's a stand-up guy, and I suspect that some other.
Oh, that's what it is. Do you guys want to know? Do you want to know about how when we met Ezra Miller? That's what I wanted to find out. Can you put a poll?
Okay.
It's a simple yes or no. Do you want to hear about when we went to the Justice League premiere, and I don't know why I capitalized premiere, and met Ezra? Okay. There we go. So you guys can vote.
Okay.
I believe you wanted to pull. So Henry Cavill. Well, I shouldn't talk about it until they vote on the.
Okay.
Henry Cavill was the best part of that, though.
So Satyanarayana Garam says, Barry says to Momoa about number of Batmans, and in every reality there is only one Aquaman.
Like he's a what do you call a staple that's like on all the multiverses?
He's canon.
He's like Raiden. What is he's canon?
He's a god.
He's a canon event or what?
I don't know.
No, what is it when like it's always the same one? Like oh gosh, what's her name? Scarlet Witch and Doctor.
A Nexus being.
Yes. So Aquaman is a Nexus being. I would have never remembered that. A Nexus being. Yeah. So he's a Nexus being. Barry says to Momoa about number of Batmans in every reality. There's only one Aquaman. I guess he's talking to an Aquaman variant who is way more of a drunkard. So, just way more of an alcoholic. Let's see. So Wizalante, thank you. I didn't catch that. The main reason okay, let's go through the movie real quick. Let's start with the beginning. So, there's that fake out with the title to let you know the tone of the movie, right? It's about to say The Flash, and then it doesn't because it's cool. Right?
Right.
And the girls are freaking out and whatever. There's a whole thing about him trying to get a sandwich. And I'm like, okay, this is dumb. You are the Flash. Like, I understand.
I know you're hungry. You could just run back in there and like grab all the ingredients and shove it in your mouth and just like Venmo them.
I could understand the excuse. Of him not. What? I could understand the excuse of him not going back there to get the food if he just was depleted to the point that he couldn't move fast.
Mm-hmm.
But the very next moment, he hasn't eaten anything and he's zipping away.
Yeah.
So there was no reason he couldn't fly back there to get the sandwich. I guess it's just manners or something. It would have been nicer if the thing was just either A, the store was just closed down, or B, the woman who he has a crush on was the barista. I understand in the comics and the lore and all that stuff, she is a news reporter.
Yeah.
But like, who cares? Make her the barista.
No.
There's a purpose for interacting there. Like now you have an actual hang up where he's like caught between wanting the food and flirting with her. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a legitimate hang up. Guys always get fucked up over boobs. And so that's what I'm saying.
Right, but like you've just demoted her from being a successful journalist to being
who gives a shit? That the thing,
barista.
It never comes up. She's a successful barista. She's the manager. Okay, she is the owner of that franchise. Why can't she be successful and work there? So
okay,
you're like, what do you call it? Shitting on the people who work at Starbucks. That's not cool. Come on.
I appreciate them.
Anyway, I'm saying that would have been a legitimate like red tape for him where he's like he's caught, he needs food, he needs sustenance.
Fine. Okay.
I'm gonna keep repeating myself until you agree with me.
Okay, yes. Move on, please.
So what I'm saying is, okay, he leaves. Like I think the whole thing with him needing food actually worked to the advantage of the movie. Mm-hmm. I just think the way they executed it was wrong. Like her news reporting never actually comes up.
No, that was I wish that like her actually doing news reporting came up. It was just like this thing where she's like, "Oh, I'm a news reporter. Also, let's hang out." Cool, I guess.
Anyway, he runs off and then he does his running thing. And I thought like the visual of the visual of the world around him becoming like this kind of stretched, cool neon whatever, like that was nice.
Yeah.
His run was terrible though. His run looked so like I don't know. It had nothing. I wanted him to do the Terminator run. You know,
The Terminator.
the Patrick, whatever his name is, who played Liquid Terminator.
Yeah. Okay.
The T-1000. Like I wanted to see that kind of run, like super fast. It looked like he was on a really. He looked like he was leaping on a treadmill. That's how it appeared to me. I'm like, dude, this is clearly like terrible green screen. Not terrible green screen. It's just green screen, and it's terrible. The green screen was good.
Yeah.
And so what else? After that, he's rescuing the babies.
Yeah.
And it was a good fake out because he's like calculating and stuff, and he sees and he jumps and he goes for the candy, and I'm like, that's actually really clever. I didn't know he was gonna do that.
Well, it was also a cool setup because you kind of see how he only very minorly moves the babies and stuff. Like it has to be done in such a way, and then later on when he tells young Barry Allen, like you can only move like people a small amount, because if you do too much, you'll just
kill them.
It's like a lot. And then there was that moment later on when Barry moves Barry, and he just like moves him really far, and then he's like, when the time comes back to normal, he's like, what did you do? And just like voms everywhere.
Yeah.
Because of like the speed.
Yeah.
So that was nice, because it was,
But you know what wasn't nice?
What?
The babies looked scary.
They did look scary.
They looked like artificial intelligence commercials babies.
Yeah.
You know, like the pizza commercial, the AI. If you guys haven't seen the AI pizza commercial, it's a horror movie. And that's what the babies looked like to me. I was watching that going, is this for real? Like, this has got to be a joke. Like, this looks awful. It cannot just be that I'm a curmudgeon who is like, so analytical that he just is recognizing CGI. You know what I mean?
No. Everyone thought that the babies looked terrible.
Wizalande. Cavill is supposedly not the best on-set relations.
Oh. So he's good with the PR offset, I guess, because he seems really cool. And
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Okay, so the poll. Thank you, Wizalante, for that. The poll says yes, they want to hear about it. Yes, they want to hear about
Yes,
it. Okay,
yes.
so I will try. For those who didn't want to hear about it, I'll try to keep it brief. Okay, so and yeah, you can end that poll. End poll. So, Achara and I got invited to the Justice League premiere, and it was that was our first premiere, the first
Yeah, it
movie
was
premiere.
awesome. Yeah.
Like I'd been to movie premieres before, but that was like for me that was the first like superhero movie premiere that I'd ever gone to. It was like red carpet. We got all dressed up. Achara looked fine. Then there was like the cool posters everywhere. Like I was legitimately excited for the film. And when we went there to watch the movie, we were put like in the corner where they put the influencers, like in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like you're in the same room with all the movie stars, and that has an effect on your perception of everything, in my opinion, if you've never done that before, right? And so afterwards, we're at the after party, and they had this cool. I have a video about this. They had this cool like display of all the superhero outfits in mannequins everywhere, between Aquaman, Batman, Flash, Superman, all of them. It was a cool display of all that shit. Like it was a wonderful party, awesome music, awesome food, free alcohol, and so one of the first people I saw was Cyborg. I forgot his name.
Ray.
Yeah. So Ray, yeah, that guy. So we saw him. Super nice. Super nice guy and very tall. Like I was chatting with him. Achar was chatting with him. He was happy. And then we ran into Ezra. And I was chatting with Ezra a little bit, and he was very like smiley and whatever. He was cool. Oh, I fucked up. So before the movie started, when we were walking the red carpet, I saw Ezra Miller, right?
Yeah.
And he had done something I'd never seen anybody do. There is like the banners where people are like, yay, movie.
At the premiere.
At
like
the premiere.
all of the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bleachers, right? Ezra Miller was literally jumping on top of the bleachers to like high five people and whatever. And it's like, one part of me is going, that's cool that he's like that. Another part of me was like, that's weird that he's like that. Because that's just not professional.
Yeah.
That's actually quite dangerous. You shouldn't do that. And so that right there told me this guy is eccentric. Something's weird. Anyway, at the party, I met him. I asked for a photo. He gave me a photo. He was actually nice in that moment.
Yeah.
Achar took the photo, and it slipped my mind that Achar didn't get a photo with them. Him at the time. And so I waited for a while and like later came back around to him at the time. I'm not dead gendering. So it was a him when I met him.
Yeah.
Them. Anyway, I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. She wanted a photo with you too, and she didn't get one. Is that cool?" I was very nice about it. And Ezra was like, "Yeah, okay." Like this, as if I was like charging him money or something, you know, like, or it was like I offended him, and he was having to like put on that fake smile, and I was about to go like have him take a photo, have Ezra take a photo with Achara, and he's like, "Hold on a second." I forgot what it was. There was someone else around that he was interacting with or something, and I didn't know that person was there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty aware of my surroundings. I didn't see that person. And then after that person walked away, then he took the photo with Achara, and he was so reluctant to take the photo. He did not want to. And then he just walked away without saying anything. And I'm like, this dude, why is this dude being such an asshole? Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is his job. It's a premiere. This is like, we're celebrating your shit. Like, what? Why are you acting like this?
I know, but like, you know, sometimes later on, like we've been to other premieres, like when we went to It Chapter 2, they were all like,
Don't talk to the...
don't talk to
Yeah.
the actors. And we
Okay.
were like, okay, but why?
So what happened was, after that, we met Jason Momoa. Super nice. He was like dancing around in front of us. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't give a shit. He was having a good time, and we both took photos with him. And we met Lisa Bonet that night. She was nice to Achara. We met Henry Cavill. He was chatty with everybody. And
Yeah.
he brought the mustache. And like, he took photos with both of us. He was super, super nice. I was like, that's how you're supposed to be. It's like, it's you're promoting your shit.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be nice to everybody there. And the way Ezra Miller acted towards Achara, I never forgot that. And Achara was like, well, you know, maybe he was just having a bad night. Maybe he was just like tired. And I'm like, I don't know. There's something off there. I could feel it. There's something off. I never forgot that.
Yeah.
And I kept going back to that. I kept referencing it. And Charles like, stop saying that. I think he was just having a bad night. Then he threw a chair at someone's head at a karaoke. I was like, now what are you going to say? It could have been you. It could have been you.
Could have been me.
Anyway, who is faster, Superman or the Flash? The Flash.
Has this been established?
It's a long-running joke. In the Justice League,
Yeah.
they have a race at the
They
end
have
of
a
the
race,
movie.
but we never see what the outcome is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that story was not underwhelming. Can Dark Flash exist? Okay, so let's go through the film some more then.
Okay. All right. Go.
What
go
happens?
On then.
What happens after that is there's a whole action sequence that was dope, by the way. The action sequence with Batfleck
Yeah.
was actually really cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
I appreciated all that shit because like the stuff they were doing with the cars, the car gymnastics and all that, and
Yeah.
seeing Batfleck do his thing, all that was like super exciting on the bridge. And when the guy was hanging over the bridge, Batman had caught him or something, right? Mm-hmm. I was confused as to why Aquaman didn't show up. There's water. Like, why isn't he there? Wonder Woman showed up.
I know.
Why wouldn't Aquaman be there? There was no good excuse for that. It's beside the point.
It's fine.
Gal
Gal Gadot is like loving all of the cameos right now.
Wonder Woman showed up, and she looked fine as she always does. But there was this great moment where Batman just started saying things like, "I can't say thank you because of my ego."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, why would he say that?" And then he had the lasso of truth. I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome."
I love that. That was funny.
Yo, I thought that was very, very well handled. And after that, what happens? There's the Flash goes running or something. I forgot what he does. Like somehow we get to establishing that he ran super fast. Oh, because he had like a whole flashback about his mom somehow. I forgot how he got there though. He's like something with his dad.
Yeah, because his dad was he was having his appeal, and the footage was not gonna work because he couldn't see his face. So even though Bruce Wayne had helped to like use tech to clean up the footage,
Yeah.
he still couldn't establish a strong alibi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember a sequence with him like talking to. Oh yeah, he was talking to his dad, and then he shows up outside of his old home, and then he has a flashback about what happened when he was a kid and how his mom got murdered. We never found out who murdered his mom, by the way.
Yeah.
And so then he catches up with Batman after he goes running, and realizes he can like cut through time.
Yeah.
And he has that whole dialogue with Batman. I thought that the way that Ben Affleck handled that scene was nice. Like, I wish that we actually got more Ben Affleck in the movie.
Yeah, he was really good this time
like,
around. Yeah.
Achara historically didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman.
No.
And neither did I. But he's grown on me. And I think it started with Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he started to grow on me. And I'm like, oh, he's actually like really good as Batman. I'm gonna miss this. I was sad that he didn't get more screen time. And anyway, he talks.
Would you have rather had Batfleck than Michael Keaton?
No, I want both. There's room for both. It's the multiverse, man. And so anyway, after that, he has the conversation with the girl he likes, right?
Yep.
That whole scene was weird.
That was a weird scene.
Like, there was funny opportunities. Like, it started out okay, where he like goes through the wall to get the beer, right? And he went upstairs real fast to clean up, and then he goes through the wall to get the alcohol and gives it to her. Like, that stuff was funny.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the like when they first talked outside of court. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, when they introduced his friends and stuff. I didn't care about that scene, to be honest with you. The kind of so, but anyway, yeah, because the girl from Dairy Girls, that whole scene was just like not used well.
Yeah.
They didn't use her very well. They had a YouTuber in there. I thought that was neat. I forgot his name. He's a musician. Anyway, trying to catch up here, like the Flash. He cleans up. They go upstairs. And he goes, "Welcome to my humble abode," or whatever. And then, and she goes, "Oh, it's so clean." And as soon as she says that, the closet opens up and all that shit falls out, right? That's fine. But her reaction was absolutely non-existent. I'm like, if I go into someone's home, I get it's a comedy, but comedy actually has basis in reality. If you don't like honor reality at all, it just becomes what is that? You know what I mean? And so all the shit falls out of the closet, and she doesn't say anything about it. And when he's acting all goofy and weird, how does she fall in love with this guy? How does she come to like him when he's acting so eccentric, like he's on the spectrum? Like I don't understand how she developed feelings for him.
Spectrum deserve love too. What are you saying?
Right, but she's not acknowledging it. Like, you have to acknowledge the weirdness. If you're the straight man, that's the rule. You have to acknowledge the weirdness.
Sure.
Right? She never acknowledges it. And then Flash just takes off, and then more shit falls out of the closet. She doesn't scream. She doesn't yelp. She doesn't look at it. I'm like, what is happening in this movie? Anyway, he goes running, and then he tries to go to the past. Then he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
By Dark
Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
And then he ends up dealing with himself. I thought it was funny when the old people were walking, and then he snatches the clothes and he's got the.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. And,
yeah.
You know, and then he sees his mom. I'm like, oh, this is touching. That was all very touching. Like, that was good shit.
Yeah.
Like, there was actually nice stuff in there. And then after that, he ends up dealing with himself, and I'm like, oh, God, this guy is so freaking annoying. Like, it would have been fine if it was that one scene or two scenes. But then he went to see his friends, and that's when I was like, what is this movie right now? Like, there's the whole thing with Back to the Future, and it's not Michael J. Fox, it's this other guy, and there's a tattoo on his leg, and I'm looking at this fat dude in his underwear, and I'm like, why am I looking at this guy? And it's just trying to show you, it's beating you over the head that this is a different reality. I'm like, I got that the moment he showed up. Why are you showing so much of this scene?
Well, I think the point was to establish that had Barry Allen had the love of his mother and, you know, his dad not gone to jail, he would have been a very different person, you know, like he'd have friends, he'd have roommates, he'd be more social, whereas the Barry Allen we know spends a Friday night by himself, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were trying to show, but then it just got to be a little bit much. I agree.
Did we do something weird? There's
Why?
like a weird conversation happening on Cine Daisy. It says, hypocrisy at its best. Ashok says she's just humble. Dheeraj says Jabby. That's not it. Caitlin says, did they forget the cameras on? What did I say? Or what did I do?
I don't know.
I don't know. If I said something weird, put me in, like, check me. Like, what did I say, you guys?
I don't know.
As far as I can tell, I haven't said anything offensive.
They are having a conversation, and that's fine.
So I don't. If I said anything offensive or weird, I guess I apologize low key. I don't know what I said that is making people feel weird. Anyway, check the title. I just read the title by. Oh, okay. Anyway, watch all the spoilers again because I don't know what I said.
You didn't say anything.
Okay, we're going through the film. So
yeah.
when he first meets Barry Allen, I was okay with it outside. That scene outside was great because Ezra Miller showed me just how talented he is, right? Because he's
They are, yes.
fuck. If I say he instead of they, it's an accident. I'm not trying to like offend anyone. Okay, so Ezra Miller is playing opposite of Ezra Miller.
Yes.
And Ezra Miller does such a great job of playing opposite of themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have on the one hand this shithead, and on the other side you have this one who's experienced and has been through some shit.
Yeah.
And the two emotions, I don't know. Like I was convinced that was actually happening for that moment.
Yeah, like they're a very good actor. Like, especially in this character. And so, yeah, they were bringing all of the weight and gravity of the lived past that our Flash has to that character. And then this younger Flash was like a more innocent, I guess, more obnoxious, energetic.
It was too much.
Version. Yeah, but it got to be a little bit too much.
It was just too
Yeah.
much. For me, it was just too much. And so after that, with the friends and everything like that, he's like, okay, I got to show you, I got to help you get your powers. And so he takes him to the science place, and
saw what was gonna happen a mile away.
Yeah. We knew that they were gonna get switched, right?
Yeah.
But while I hated his run, when he was trying to run in the place, and he couldn't go fast,
That was so funny.
That was actually really funny.
Yeah.
So it was kind of worth it. The dumb run was kind of worth it for that scene because it looked goofy as hell.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get through the wall or anything.
Yeah, no, I love that because it's kind of addressing the thing that you were saying earlier, which is like, I wish the run looked better.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, yeah, it only kind of works because he's doing that weird run, but because everything is like moving. Whoops.
Wow.
Everything's like
Jesus.
moving really fast in between and all that. Like, we buy it, right?
Well, you buy it. There you
Yeah.
go.
But then like when it's done in regular motion, it just looks super dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, they go to Batman. What else do you guys want us to talk about here? I'm not like I want to know what it is that like you guys want to hear our opinions on that we couldn't talk about in the non-spoiler version. But so
yeah, that first scene with Bruce Wayne.
I thought that was kind of silly. I was a little bit like peeved about that because he's like, okay, it's fine that Batman has skill, but he's moving like he's 19.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like flipping and kicking and all this stuff, and I was going, I know that that's supposed to be Michael Keaton.
I didn't recognize him at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they needed to do that to justify the action that happens later in the movie. And then they had the whole thing with the spaghetti, and I'm like, what? You could have just not said anything. Just don't say anything at all. Just the better excuse would have been the excuse they have in Men in Black 3. I forgot where I said this, but Josh Brolin was in Men in Black 3 as young Tommy Lee Jones. And Will Smith was confused. He's like, how old are you? And he goes, 30. And he goes, damn. Like, time has not been kind to you. And it's like, that would have been a great thing. Like, okay, he's just the same age as Ben Affleck. Like, just that's it. That's it. You don't have to say anything more. He's the same age as Ben Affleck. How old are you? I'm 45. Damn. Like, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just stop trying so hard. Anyway, he gets his powers back by shocking himself.
Yeah.
Kind of cool, I guess. They rescued Supergirl.
They rescued Supergirl.
She was so dope.
Yes.
Like, from the word go, she was so dope. And I knew what was coming. It was fascinating to me that it happened in Russia because of Superman Red Sun.
Yeah, you were like, oh, is it Superman Red Sun? Is it Red Sun?
Well, I thought it was something like that because have you read Superman Red Sun?
No.
Okay, I'm going to try not to ruin it, but the premise of it is what if Superman landed in Russia instead of America?
Right.
How different would that be?
What would the consequences be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was that's a fascinating examination of this iconic character. And so the idea that Supergirl was in Russia instead of America in this like lab, that was a neat idea, and I liked how they kind of borrowed from Superman Red Sun there, or at least I think they did. And she's not at all like the superhero that we've come to know for Superman. Like, she's been through some shit, and
different experience. Like, she didn't have that idyllic childhood that Clark Kent had in Kansas, on a farm with parents that loved him. She was like locked up in a dungeon in a silo. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a different person. She's a darker Supergirl, and I appreciate that.
John Humphrey is not the John Humphrey that we know, I'm pretty sure. Let's address some of these real quick.
Yeah.
The Flash is supposed to be cool and confident. I absolutely hate this goofy Flash. I in theory like this Flash. It's just that it got to be a little bit much with the young Barry Allen. LOL, I say he on accident too sometimes. I hope the new DCU movies lead into a Flash movie with GL. Grant. What? GL?
No,
What's GL?
I don't know what
Okay.
GL is.
I like the spaghetti explanation. It was spot on, actually. David, you'll have to break that down for me because I disagree with that. But
I think it's just like it's all a tangled up. There's mess. It's just like a mess until there are parts that intersect.
I don't know, man. But I would love it if David would expand on that. Chris Wake, Keaton killed it. Them making him explain the multiverse was jarring. This Batman dealt with Joker, goons, and circus gang. Now he's explaining the multiverse in spaghetti. Bro, you're watching The Flash and complaining about Michael Keaton fighting. LOL, Batman in the comics has fought while he's like 80, but of course you wouldn't know that because you guys didn't read the comics. Actually, I did read the comics. I just didn't read that chapter of Batman. Growing up, I read a shit ton of DC comics. I don't remember any of it, but I did read it. And so him fighting like that, I don't know. I think that the way they addressed it in the I was gonna say Christian Bale in the Christopher Nolan Batman, I thought they addressed it pretty well. Like he's been through some shit. His body's damaged. He's a human being. He's got to do extra things in order to stay in the game.
Right.
But here, Michael Keaton is not inside of some kind of mech outfit. Like he's just a human person in a kitchen, and he's flipping and kicking like he's 20. I'm like, I'm sorry. If he hasn't been out there fighting crime for 50 years because Gotham is safe, he wouldn't be able to do that. Afterwards, his body would be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That adrenaline has worn off, and I am messed up. Y'all are going to have to do this shit without me. Like, if they explain that his outfit somehow, like, helped him post that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it was just how well he was moving as an old guy.
If they gave him the powers of, like, an old kung fu master who doesn't have to move like that, but he could still mess you up.
Yeah, with a chopstick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I'll buy that. But him, like, jumping around like Andy Lee from Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, no, get the fuck out of here. No. And so,
You buy it when he's wearing the Batman suit, though.
More so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't forget that he's like 80. So that's why I was saying it would have been, just tell me he's the same age as Ben Affleck and I'll buy it.
GL means Green Lantern.
Okay, gotcha. Supergirl arc is directly taken from Superman in Flashpoint. Or Paradox just replaced. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Well, just so you know, I mean, there's a thing called Superman Red Sun. I read the comic, bitch. And so it's a really good comic. It's really, really cool. I recommend it. The spaghetti explanation was good because everyone in every movie tried to explain it so hard, but in reality, it's a messed up thing like spaghetti. All right, I'll buy that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll buy that. I mean, it was just so emphasized. If Michael Keaton was just like, it's like this spaghetti, don't try to understand it. It's just a mess.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Like,
Yeah.
don't try. And sometimes it intersects, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. I like anytime I go into a sort of multiverse time travel movie, I'm like, don't think too hard about how this works. Just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
You know, because if you think too hard about it, you'll find holes.
So this is from Vince Ward. He says, I hate how he has gone back in time to stop his mother getting killed, but have no explanation on how she was killed or any link. They refrigerated her. Or what's it called?
They fridged her.
They fridged her. She was next to a refrigerator.
She was microwaved.
She was microwaved, like the baby was microwaved. So,
Yeah.
but have no explanation on how she was killed or any link to Reverse Flash. So, are we just supposed to accept she was killed by a phantom knife?
Yeah, unless they're trying to keep that for another movie or something. Yeah. It's just like, oh, she was supposed to die. Like when you break it down like that, you know, there are some questions that are just like, oh yeah, why didn't they do that? But I guess they decided they didn't want to in this movie somehow for whatever reason.
Vince Ward, thank you so much for your generous super chat, by the way.
Yeah,
really, really appreciate
very
it.
kind.
Very kind of you. I mean, it's very appreciated. Thank you. I didn't really actually think about, if I'm being totally honest, and I see why it's dumb. I didn't think about the fact that they didn't show how his mom got killed.
Well, I feel like, you know, this question is more like, refrigerator logic.
And she got fridged.
Yeah, I love this refrigerator theme we've got going on this live stream so far. But yeah, I think it's because the ending, at least for me and perhaps for you and many people, felt so emotional that like you're just kind of reeling from that, and that you're not thinking about like, wait, hold on, we never found out how, like, why she actually died, like who killed her, who did that, you know, because it wasn't his dad, we know that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't make sense in a way if it was Dark Flash, because why would he kill his own mother unless, you know, he knows something? So yeah, I guess there are questions that they just didn't answer. They're like, it's fine.
I just took it as a robbery went wrong, a burglary that went wrong. They didn't know she was home, and things escalated, and then she got stabbed. That's what I took it as. It's like it didn't matter who that person was. Just like I think that in Batman, the person who killed the guy who killed, or the people who killed Batman's parents are just like some street thugs.
Right, they were, but I mean,
In the Tim Burton iteration, I think it's supposed to be Joker that killed his parents, but I can't remember exactly.
But in at least from what I remember from the end of season 1 of The Flash, and what a lot of people have been telling me in the comments, is that it was Reverse Flash. So there's a connection there, but they didn't address it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Missed opportunity or purposefully missed opportunity, not sure.
Maybe it's going to be explained later. I
Yeah.
mean, they explain in a follow-up movie for Guardians of the Galaxy why Chris Pratt was able to stay alive when they were holding the Infinity Stone. So, like, we just said, oh, is there love and friendship? And that's what kept him alive.
Yeah.
But, like, there was an actual legitimate explanation. They just didn't say it to you in
right
that movie.
then and there, yeah.
And so, Chris Wake says, agreed, Keaton is the perfect age to be old man and Bruce. Hold on, I read that wrong, right? Agreed, Keaton is the perfect age to be old man Bruce in, say, Batman Beyond. Why, oh why, did we not get a Batman Beyond movie instead? Yeah.
We can hope.
So, have we adequately addressed this? I think we did, right? Like, we just don't know.
Yeah.
My explanation for myself was that it was a burglary went wrong. That's it.
It's not, though.
Yeah. It's not?
No.
Oh, you know this?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know for sure. I thought it was Reverse Flash.
Like okay, so he did this to himself. Okay. All right. That's freaking weird. But I guess it'll be explained later on. Green Lantern, Flash and Green Lantern from Justice League Unlimited was a good team. They showed a lot. I want to see that in the movies. LOL. Hyper Jabby, I love it. The Flash is the best DCU movie ever. Nah, he's Batman. If he doesn't train, he still remembers his experiences.
That's true, right? You do remember your experiences, but if you're not training all the time and you're that old, trust me, you can't move that well. Like, it'll come back, but then you'll be like, oh my god, I just pulled a hamstring or something.
He can remember his experiences all he wants. The human body is the human body, right? And so I don't mind it if he is able to mess people up still. It's just the way he moved. That execution was just weird to me. That's all I'm saying. Everyone, we don't go. Was this Molly? Can you block Molly Hart? He's being a dickhead.
Okay.
Andy Muschietti did recently confirm in an article that it was indeed Reverse Flash who killed Barry's mom. Oh, okay. So you're right.
Yeah.
Reverse Flash is a different character. He's not Barry. I see. See, that's okay. Whatever this Reverse Flash person is, I don't know about Reverse Flash. Whatever Reverse Flash is, that's kind of what I thought might have been the guy inside that.
Yeah.
You know.
At first, I thought it might have been that, but then once he went out and came back a couple times, young Barry, and then I started seeing the injuries and stuff poking out of him, I was like, that's who he is.
Hotham asks, did you think Christopher Reeve's Superman cameo was disrespectful? I mean, whoever has inherited the Reeves estate probably was fine with it.
They made bank.
They got money.
Yeah.
I think they were probably fine with it. I can see your perspective on it being disrespectful, but I don't think it was. I think it was done with love.
Well, here's the thing, right? Going into the future with AI and stuff, do you think that perhaps actors will have to specify in a will or something whether or not they're okay with their likeness being used in future movies
So,
with AI.
sorry, one more time. I was reading a thing.
Yeah. With all this AI stuff going on right now, do you think that actors in the future will have to make a clause in their will or something saying, I am okay with people using my likeness after I die, with AI in future movies, or I am not okay with that. You are absolutely not allowed to create my likeness using AI.
Well, certainly that's going to be part of the conversation, especially with this potential SAG strike. I feel like that's definitely going to come up. But I think that here's some inside baseball about he was in Extraction 2, the black guy. He was in Thor. Idris Elba. Idris Elba, and I'm sure a lot of actors don't always do their own dubbing because they don't feel like showing up.
Yeah.
I know the person who does Idris Elba's dubbing.
Or a person, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just him, because it's so unlike. Anyway, that's not the point.
I think we know 2 people who do his dubbing.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying Idris Elba doesn't show up all the time, and like, there are probably plenty of actors like Nick Cage who are pretty happy to get paid to have their likeness used, and they don't even have to do anything.
Right.
I feel like we're going to see a growth of that. We're already seeing it in the influencer space with a woman who is like a digital girlfriend. You hear about this? There's a woman who's like created a digital replica of herself that interacts with people, interacts with her fans.
Yes.
And so I feel like we're going to see more of this with time. To answer your question in short, yes, I think that's going to be built into the clause. It's coming. Yeah. I mean, but I thought that the way they did it here was respectful. They brought in, it wasn't just Christopher Reeves, they brought in a lot of people who, the old Superman.
Yeah. Adam West.
Batman.
No, that's Batman. Sorry.
But they brought in older people who
Yes.
passed away, and it's like I didn't actually see Adam West. I missed that. So, but I know everyone says he was there. Why does this keep happening? Go away. Okay, there we go. Wizalante. Reverse Flash is a Flash fan from future who discovers time travel like Kang, then goes to see Flash in his time, and then kills the mom to create the Flash.
Oh.
That's crazy. Bishwarup Day. He can move like that because he's Batman. Because he's Batman.
He's Batman. Yeah.
That's funny. Barry Allen. Hey, Chara, what do you think about the Marvel movie delays? Also, do you think Johnny Depp... Oh,
Did you watch?
No,
Yeah.
okay, let's just focus on this
Okay.
part. What do you think about the Marvel movie delays, Achara? And also, Achabu, would you take selfies at your movie premiere?
Of course. All the selfies. If anyone asks for a selfie, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do. There's a writer's strike going on.
Yeah.
There's issues with actors and whatnot. Like, yeah, it's fine. Take the time, make the movie good, please. I don't care.
Yeah.
Where
are we? Vince Ward. Plus, I hated how Dark Flash did nothing the whole movie and then killed himself.
Yeah, it was very convenient, wasn't it?
Yeah. Satyanara says, I think it's a robbery gone wrong because in Flashpoint, Barry's dad stayed in home and he stopped robbery. If it is Reverse Flash, it would go as the Flash series.
Right. Okay.
I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were doing a Batman Beyond movie with Batgirl and Keaton Bruce Wayne and canceled it. Let's see. I see the confusion. The Reverse Flash is the Flash's arch enemy. He is not the same villain in this movie.
Got it.
Reverse Flash is Eobard Thawne. Eobard Thawne found a time capsule in 20th century containing a costume of the Flash and with a tachyon device. You know what a tachyon is?
No.
I'll explain in a second. With the tachyon device, amplified the suit's speed energy, giving himself a speedster abilities.
Wow.
Giving himself speedster abilities. Okay, so tachyons are a theoretical particle that moves faster than the speed of light. The rule with tachyons is it can vary in its speed, but it cannot go slower than the speed of light.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a theoretical particle. It hasn't been proven to exist, and the name is cool as shit. They haven't found it yet, but just the idea of it, because they're trying to basically in the science community, they're trying to make sense of things that don't make a whole lot of sense to us simpletons. You know. When I say us, I mean just like the science community. Like there are things that we don't understand about space and time and all that stuff, and so tachyons could provide an explanation, perhaps. Anyway, Kukudu, thank you for your super chat. And that's all. We're all caught up there. So let me go back to this. I think it's a robbery gone wrong. What was your reaction to seeing Nicolas Cage's cameo?
Oh, lost it. I was just like so excited. Like, what the hell? You know, They did that. That was cool. I thought that was like a nice little, it's a fun reference. Because if you know, right, you know.
Yeah.
Is that common knowledge?
I think I don't think everybody knows. I think there were I think there were definitely people in the audience who were legitimately confused, especially the younger people.
Yeah.
Because like that is old news. Like that happened years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was before the Superman Returns movie by
With
oh gosh, what's his name?
Brandon-
He did the X-Men movies.
Brian Singer.
Bryan Singer, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was before that. They fitted him up. And when I saw the behind the scenes of Nicolas Cage in the outfit, I was like, oh, I guess this could have worked. Like, it could have been a thing. Nicolas Cage's like cadence would have been kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But like,
uh-huh.
the look of it was kind of cool. But that's when he was on his Nicolas Cage high,
Yeah.
Con Air, The Rock, all that stuff,
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Like all these dope-ass Nicolas Cage movies, On Achara's point about AI actors, James Dean's estate signed off on feature-length new movie starring AI James Dean.
Wow.
Post-production hell due to nightmare CGI deepfake matches.
Oh. Ooh.
There was supposed to be something like that with Bruce Lee.
Really?
Yeah, they were going to do a Bruce Lee movie like that. They were I auditioned for this Bruce Lee movie that has not seen the light of day. But that was a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
Kukudu, Wizalante. Funny thing, no one cheered even once in my screen. They cheered in ours. They cheered the fuck out of ours. Like every single cameo, people were like losing their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Vince Ward, thank you for your generous super. Again, it would have made more sense for Dark Flash to want to kill Barry after he made the decision to let his mother die, rather than what we got. Plus, how did we not get two speedsters fighting in this movie?
That's true. Missed opportunities all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost feels like because the movie was a little bit long, right?
Yeah.
And it almost felt like when they got to that part in the film, they were like, well, we just need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like.
I just, when the younger Flash kept trying and getting more and more like blades in him.
Yeah.
And the older Flash was like, it can't happen, Barry. I was like, well, not with that attitude. Like, come on. Have you played Mario?
Fight.
Have you played Mario Maker? Come on, dude. You got to try a little harder
Keep
than
trying.
that. Jeez.
Yeah.
There's a way. There's like 13 million different possibilities, and one of them will work. You just got to try. Nishant Samvanchi. Anthony pronounced my name. No help from Kirk. I just did it. Nishant Samvanchi. It's a deep cut. I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, yeah. The Nick Cage thing. It's a deep cut. Yeah. I think a lot of people were just like, what? Belden 2. I will never call anyone they. That's plurals.
Pluralis.
Majestatis, like what kings liked to be called in the Middle Ages, or maybe even gods, and for sure Ezra is not a god for me. The royal they. I don't know, man.
The royal we.
The royal we.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't. I'm not gonna have that fight publicly.
Maybe going forward, I'm just going to instead of saying I'm just gonna go.
She.
One is feeling wonderful.
One is
today.
feeling wonderful. Just say it.
One is rather hungry.
No, well, one of my jokes was for a while. I kind of abandoned it, but I might bring it back. And I got it from that 70s show. Is I would refer to myself in third person, like Jabby likes this, or whatever.
Jabby like.
No,
yeah.
but it was from that 70s show, and I was, what's his name? What's the actor, the main star?
Ashton Kutcher?
No. He was in Interstellar. He was also in Black Klansman as the leader of Black.
I've not watched that movie.
Oh my Lord Almighty! I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he's the actor.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Barry Allen. We want to live stream next Saturday too. Maybe. Johnny! Can't wait for your Oppenheimer live stream talk. Do you think
I am so excited. More than the movie itself, I'm excited for the reaction to the movie from like the audience.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah, because it's like people. It's not the same like Nolan kind of film. This is a very different movie than what people are used to from Nolan. It's not Batman. It's not Dunkirk. It's not Interstellar. It's not Inception. This is a very different movie from him. I mean, the closest thing, it's closer to Dunkirk than anything else.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I feel like it's quite similar
But
to Dunkirk.
the thing is with Dunkirk, like, you got planes and stuff and war. It's like this action going on, right? This is not an action movie. This is a science. It's like a very sciencey movie, and it's long. I'm so excited to see how this performs at the box office. It's like it's a drama in IMAX. Like, you know what I mean? This is not an action film at all. I'm so curious to see how this is going to turn out. I'm just gonna like look at the trades, look at how people are reacting. I guess we could do a live stream spoiler talk about it. What's there to spoil?
Isn't it coming out the same time as Barbie? Like, what do you guys think? What is
think
going to be more successful, Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I think that's
opening
actually
weekend?
that's probably great timing actually, because those two films are not the same. They're not competing.
No.
However, The Flash's timing was kind of bad. It's like you decided to release between Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Elemental or whatever that Disney movie is called. It's like, do you know what you're competing with? You're competing with Big Daddy right now. Like, that's Disney, baby. I know that Spider-Verse is from Sony, but
Yeah.
that's still a Marvel entity. And Marvel, like, are you kidding me? Like, who are you going to have go to your movie if Across the Spider-Verse and that is what they have
Well,
to choose between?
Sure. And also, I do think that Spider-Verse is a better multiversal movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's going to pick up later. Because people are going to be like, oh, we haven't seen The Flash yet. We watched Elemental twice and Spider-Verse like 8 times. We should watch The Flash now. I feel like it'll pick up.
Right, right.
Wizalante, Apple Vision, all these movies. Oh my God, I can't wait. Never gonna understand. David says, never gonna understand why people care about celebs' personal life. I just want to see the movies and shows. Nowadays, everyone wants to play a judge. I agree to a certain degree. Here's the thing. I generally do a pretty good job of separating the art from the artist. However, I will never be able to watch The Cosby Show again without, like, knowing what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's just no way to not know that. Anytime I see Kevin Spacey in the thing that I'm watching, I'm like, ooh, like, that's the guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to not remember that. I try really, really, really hard to move that aside and just enjoy the art for what it is.
Sure.
I mean, one of the best scenes in movie history is between Al Pacino and Kevin Spacey in Glengarry Glen Ross. One of the best scenes of Al Pacino tearing him a new asshole. It's fantastic acting. You're gonna like have a different feeling when you watch that movie, looking at Kevin Spacey. But even and also not just Kevin Spacey. Who's the actor that shot the lady and killed her by accident?
Yes.
I was gonna say Richard Gere, but that's not it.
No, that's not it. You're putting the wrong names.
He's
in
from
my
Third
head.
Rock.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Thank you. 30 Rock.
Yes.
He's in that movie too. You know.
Yeah.
And he's got like the most memorable monologue of all time. Is in that movie. Like that's up there with like Shakespeare shit. That monologue is so memorable. So many actors have done that monologue because it's so good.
David Mamet.
David
isn't
Mamet,
it? Yeah.
exactly. And so you got to separate the art from the artist. It's hard, but yes. Nishant Sambanchi. When are we getting India vlogs on this trip? I don't know, man. I'm trying my best here. Did you guys know that the end for the movie was changed? In the end, Affleck and Sasha were supposed to be in Ezra's universe, but James Gunn took control and they changed the ending.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, because I thought, I was kind of like, oh, is this going to be, I thought it was going to be Keaton, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be Michael Keaton stepping out of there.
The question, Ben says, sorry, he has no superpowers. It honestly feels like lesser known characters like him will get left out. Wait, what are we talking about? Hold on. It's a two-parter. Do you think the question could fit into a world like this and not feel ridiculous because he has no powers? What are we?
I don't know. I feel like that's not.
I'm confused. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm a little bit lost on what you're saying here. Where are we? Eric Hernandez. Did you guys know? I read that one. Chris Wake. Agree with Jabby. Both will do gangbusters. Mamma Mia came out same day as The Dark Knight and did 30 million. different crowds can draw big numbers for different genres. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it just so happens that I'm interested in both movies.
Not Affleck. It was Keaton, like Achara said. Yeah. So yeah. No. There was like you could see behind the scenes of Michael Keaton shooting a scene outside of that courthouse.
Yeah, because well, we all know that Andrew Flash Gordon is a huge Michael Keaton fan, and so he was following all the stuff. And after the film, he showed me the picture of Michael Keaton in a suit that looks a lot like the suit that George Clooney ended up wearing in that scene.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, I bet they shot one with Michael Keaton as well, but they didn't use it, you know?
Yeah. Just a heads up, we're gonna wrap this up soon.
Yes.
So, Prasad, thank you for your super chats. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but I appreciate your super chats nonetheless. Yeah, just because like my focus right now is, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again, and I'll probably have to say it again later. My focus right now is just building out our team so that Achara feels good and confident in running things when I have to step away, whenever I have to step away. And that is going to happen at some point. Like, I'm going to have to step away sometimes, and Achara's going to be master and commander of this ship. She's said to me multiple times, look at me. I am the captain now.
I am the captain.
Yeah.
I've actually never watched that film.
That's a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Achara was right. Keaton was the Batman stepping out of that car. That leads to Batgirl and him being the Nick Fury of the DCEU. This was confirmed in THR. That obviously went out the window.
Oh, yeah, with Batgirl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sads.
But anyway, I enjoyed the movie nonetheless. I thought it was cool. I wish that the CGI was better that CGI in that portal thing when he was like moving between places.
The Chronosphere?
The Chronosphere. That was so bad. It was so bad. The
I
CGI looking at
honestly,
other people.
I didn't mind it so much. It looked cartoony. I was like, that's fine.
All of it looked like AI pizza commercial. It looked so bad. I'm like, how much money was spent on this movie? It looks like a Cracker Jack box. Like, why does it look so bad?
$5.
It looks so bad. I'm like, okay, I don't know why it looked that bad. But the fact is, I still got emotional in the grocery store scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Stuck the landing there.
That thing messed me up. Like when he has to take the can out or something and he kisses his mom and it says, I love you first or whatever.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Oh my God, just thinking about it. Like it messed me up. Him having to say goodbye to his mom.
Yeah.
Because he knows that she's going to go die.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts. It hurts. It's not even real. And it hurts. It's like, that messed me up more than anything in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's the one thing I give it credit for. It's because it's a parental thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and also I feel like it probably hit you really hard as well because you have that experience.
Yeah.
Not the experience of like,
I had to tell my dad
able to
goodbye
go
in a
back
grocery store.
Yeah. No, but like you know what it mean. You know what it is to lose a parent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that destroyed me because I mean I can imagine,
Yeah,
right?
it's fucked up.
But then like I have no basis in reality for that yet.
Yeah. Wizalante. Does stepping away mean complete absence of you here? Temporarily, from time to time, yes. I have to like. I mean, I'm gonna try my best to stay present by doing videos with Achara or whoever. Whenever Achara asks me to, like if she's like, "Yo, you have to do this one," then I'll have to do that. But barring that, I'm gonna probably I have to focus on other things for the moment, which I cannot talk about at all. But it's exciting shit.
I love this from Adil Sheikh. The director explained why the CGI was bad in that scene because it was meant to be. I feel like that is the perfect excuse. Like if anyone asks you why did you fail that test? Because I meant to. That was my intention. I didn't mean for it to look good, clearly. Because if I had, I would have made it look good. Duh.
David said something interesting in the chat. No, I think that's a funny excuse. That's fine. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Good, fair enough. David says, honestly, after 4 years, I'm glad we finally saw the movie and the drama's over, probably. The movie was good. I liked, but come on, it's a blockbuster. If it's average, I'm okay.
Yeah, like it was fine. It wasn't like, it wasn't like the worst superhero movie that I've seen. It wasn't the best, but it was fairly good. Like
Zangief thumbs.
it's probably more an up than a Zangief for me. Yeah.
I would watch the movie again. I would just if I had it on streaming, I would just fast forward through the middle. when that whole Barry Allen bullshit. I would fast forward through all that. That's it. But anyway, really enjoyed this conversation with y'all. Thanks so much for hanging with us. Thank you for the super chats, for the regular chats, for just listening, for everything. Just being here. Really appreciate all of you guys, especially with the Real Rejects being live at the same time.
I know. Appreciate you showing us some love, but now go show them some love.
Yeah. So y'all be good, and look forward to some Netflix trailer reactions coming today on Cinepals.
It's Tudum Day, you guys.
Oh, I guess on Cinetasi as well.
Yeah,
there'll be
both.
some
There'll
reactions.
be stuff.
So,
Yeah.
whatever channel you follow. Thank you to both peoples. Love y'all.
Love yous.
Peace out.